Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. How are we doing today? Thanks for joining me on this atypical day at this atypical time. I hope that, well, I don't know if everyone's got the day off. 3-day weekend. I did not know it was a 3-day weekend until like 2 days ago. Oh man. Sorry, I'm stretching right now. I'm standing at my desk and my hamstrings are tight. You know what I mean? Hello, everybody. Here's your stretch reminder if you have been sitting for a while. I'll do it with you. Here. Ooh, Taco Bell. Core tight. Hamstrings down. And then twist. Yo, thank you for 18 months. Bambi. Also, Lizzie, 24 months. Thank you. Oh, man. Thank you, Scully. Yeah, burritos, generally. Well, you know, it depends. Tacos the day before Taco Tuesday. Oh, man. Alright, well, so today, I've got... Let me turn this down a little bit for myself. It's the beautiful Hollow Knight soundtrack, which I've been... Not the soundtrack. Well, I guess I've been playing the soundtrack lately, but I've been playing the game, and no spoilers, I'm in, well, how do I say this without... I'm in an endgame component where... Actually, Hollow Knight spoilers for anyone who wants to play. It's not the story, but it's just the add-on content where you get to fight all the bosses. And I'm fighting all the bosses hitless on their hard difficulty. Oh, look, there's our first YouTube spam. That one was fast. Last stream, we made it like the whole thing. Has endgame the entire game. Yeah, that's my spoiler, right? Twitch did beat it. I saw that. 69mega.com. RAI help you find the perfect match. Wow, they got AI in there too, huh? Ooh, fungal wastes. Alright, so without further ado, hey, first of all, thank you guys so much for the reception on my last stream. That was really warmed my heart to see. And I really appreciate it. Just wanted to say that real fast. I spent pretty much all last week on freelance, so almost all of this week I get to spend on Wildlander stuff and prepping for the end of January release of all that stuff that we announced in the news post. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it. In news post, that is. Not really today. I mean, I can today, but really what I've been doing is a lot of research into exactly how we're going to build the roadmap, because we got a lot of different options. Lizzie and I have been kind of discussing that while she and the rest of the team have been working on the wiki like crazy. I'm really excited about it. Some of you have managed to find it already, I've discovered. I don't think we're going to do anything about that, so if you manage to find your way in there, just understand that it's a work in progress, and I suppose if you're already using it, then have at it. Either that or Lizzie will get mad at me for saying this, but I don't think so. And, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, well, so the roadmap's gonna be really cool. It's actually fucking nuts, like, all the tools out there for organizing projects. Like, I know there's been a big push for this sort of market sector in the past few years, we'll say. But, you know, we've just been using kind of the standard stuff for a long time, and it's nuts, the developments that have been made. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. This is the roadmap that I'm talking about, and really just the project organization. I'm really excited about it. But the first thing that we're gonna be showing up, basically today is gonna be, you know, your standard mod suggestions, evaluation stream. We're going to be looking at some stuff. We're going to get a little bit of gameplay in, though, because, as I said in the announcement, our boy Iron Dusk gave me a very early, well, not actually very early, a very late version of an early build of Wounds 5.0, which is very cool. Unfortunately not, Scully. I did try that with the new carriage mod. Yo, Iron Dusk, what is up? There he is. Yeah, just in time, no kidding. That was like You couldn't have planned that more perfectly. Yeah, so we're going to be showing that off. I was testing it before the stream and found out that I think, well, I don't know this for certain, but I think, I'm not sure. Well, we can, here, let's fire it up and you can check this out. So Iron Dusk, while you're here, I am going to have to figure out what to do about the various different, ooh, I love this song. The various different kind of blood decal things that we have going. It's impossible for me to tell if, well, now I probably could. So maybe we'll test this right now. But between, it must be enhanced blood textures and then maybe also dirt and blood. The decals, like the actual wound decals, are getting buried underneath them. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. And I also wanted to ask you about the slot settings in the MCM and how those work exactly. And whether or not, I've been kind of messing with different settings and trying to see what results in like the best ability. It's built in LE, by the way, so you might need to convert it. I gotcha. I mean, it seems to be working fine, functionally speaking. And I do, like, okay, so what I did, the problem is I introduced confounding variables to the testing because I didn't have that much time. But I tried upping the, I mean, already on this profile, the amount of max decals that we can have applied to a person is like 40, which feels like it would be way more. And I'm not even technically sure if what you're applying are decals. Ah, gotcha. Well, if that's the case, then I think it would be fine no matter what. As long as we can guarantee that we have a proper number of overlay slots, but I don't know exactly how many we have and how many are being used. But I can, here, this is like the little save that I made for it. Should load fine. I'm in the QA smoke cell. I can show you guys. Yeah, our character's got conditional idles going. So this, oh, this is going to be a slightly NSFW, I guess. Hopefully not too much. Is this too much for Twitch or YouTube? I guess I can turn my character into a male. Is that less not safe for work? Bethesda cheat room, if you guys have never seen this. If I put the dress on, though, you can't see exactly what I'm here to show off, which is the super cool wounds decals, right? So that's a problem. Yeah, it's this kind of stream. Face visuals are a bit bugged. Oh, that's interesting. Well, honestly, they look really good. Here, you know what's a problem, I think? Well, let me do my conditional idles. Look, now she's... There, look, she's helping us. Although, dang, that is not the body that I expected to get here. But here, why don't I just do this? Is it? I feel like it's less provocative if... Whoops. No, but it gets rid of the overlays. Well, I could always get re-injured. Whatever, it doesn't matter. These are the... That's not the right... Hold on a second. There's something else I gotta do here. This is... I know something that will help. Why are these hidden? Oh, you know what's doing it? I know why. Hold on. Check this out. There we go. So we're going to get some underwear here that's a little bit more cover-up-y. So hopefully we don't get demonetized. But I'll get out of this cell so that the lighting affects it better. But, man, it looks so good already, like, for whatever it's worth. Iron Dust. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, and Iron Dust can correct anything that I get wrong, Wounds is one of the classic Wounds additions mod. That part's correct, I can guarantee. I would say you basically, as far as like, well, there are a lot of injuries mods out there, I suppose. But for me, it's always been Wounds, and it's always been, well, for a long time, I considered adding what's called incremental injuries, which I believe is by Colin's Wrath. Please correct me on that one. if I... Oh, gotcha, Iron Dusk. I actually have not tested the face burns textures yet. Anyway, wounds is... I would say it's the... What's a good analogy here? Incremental injuries is... Let me double check that that's Colin's Wrath. I don't want to get that wrong. It's either Colin's Wrath or it's... Hold on. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to do this, too. I wanted to go back to just what I think is, like, at least my personal favorite song in this game. Which is this one. This is Hornet's theme from God Home, and I really like that fight a lot. Incremental injuries is, yes, Colin's Wrath. Oh, and Simon gets, like, a co-credit on this. But anyway, Incremental Injuries was a wounds mod that I was considering for a very long time. It's still kind of floating around in my head because it was what you might call a simplified version of a wounds mod, right? Where you had, if you ever played like Metal Gear Solid 3, you would be familiar with a system like this, where your injuries were kind of fairly simple, right? Actually, I would say Metal Gear Solid 3 is even closer to wounds, but we'll get into why. You see here that the bars at the bottom have been hooked into. That's the survival mode bars if you've never played with survival mode. And essentially the injuries implementation in this mod was like you get injuries and then it reduces the maximum, attribute bonus, right? That you can have, or the maximum attribute you can have. So like your stamina would get limited from 100 to 90 or so on and so forth. And I liked the idea of this visual representation, but to be honest with y'all, and I've said this before, I really like the level of complexity. I feel like you lose something when you go... Well, how do I put this in a way? I think this is a wonderful implementation of an injury system. I think that it's a great way to do it for a lot of different types of experiences. I feel like the type of experience that we're targeting, I really enjoy like a deeper level of interaction and complexity, right? And this is what you always got from Wounds. This is my larger segue into Wounds. Wounds has been around for what? 2018, I want to say? 2017 even? Iron Dusk can correct me, but it's very much got that, what I find to be the enjoyable complexity. You have different body parts. They can be injured in different ways, depending on what type of injury you have and where you have it. It will have a different impact on your experience. To me, that's a lot more... It kind of creates these emergent story. 2016? Oh my gosh. That is wild. That is nuts. That's actually terrifying to me. Time sure flies. But yeah, I really like the kind of emergent storytelling that you get from this additional layer of complexity, where, you injure your arm or you injure somebody else's arm and something specific happens as a result. You can't swing as much, right? So you have to kind of figure out how to respond, or like you get a leg injury and then you're slower and you have to consider whether or not you kind of continue forward. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. And I think it makes for great storytelling, right? Like some sort of scenario where you have to care for your wounds on like an individual basis, right? So I don't know. Most recent version was released in 2018. Gotcha. Alright, let me load this back up, and then we'll get out of the QA smoke. So anyway, this is the most recent version. I do have the little readme that you threw up here. Iron Dusk. Here we go. Let's see, is there a way I can let here, I'll load Skyrim. Actually, here, I'm going to turn our music off so I can get the game audio up for true immersion. How's the audio on this? Can you guys hear it? Oh yeah, this is another thing. Iron Dusk, I noticed that my character's attack swings are faster. And the NPCs as well, and I don't think that was happening on the vanilla profile that I tried it with, so I don't know, it could be something Requiem related or one of the other mods that we use. I did see in the MCM that there was a fix for this, so I don't know. Disable the weapon speed fix. Gotcha. NPC attack speed fix. Oh yeah, there you go. I think that's normal. Gotcha. Yes, we are still working on the religion overhaul. Well, really, it's been... Actually, I was talking with Iron Dusk about that too. We did the preliminary kind of like planning work, and then y'all know that like the last 4 to 6 months of last year was kind of crazy for me. And we tabled the religion expansion so that Lizzie could continue working on her missives expansion. And in the meantime, I've been working on the project backend, and that's what we're releasing at the end of this month. But anyway, let me give a quick run through here so that I'm not wasting everyone's time. Also, I really need to add in conditional expressions. It's kind of creepy when her face is just like that. But as you... Well, here, let me get out of QA smoke as well. Let's go to... we can go to... Where's somewhere pretty? I always go Redoran's Retreat because I like how open it is. Yeah, this... Yeah, we really do. It's actually kind of... If you go down the list of mods that you've made, Iron Dusk, most of them would be in here. This underwear is not the one that I actually use, or it sort of is. It comes from the same mod as the one that we use, but this one's like a bit ornate, so I use the other version, which is a little bit more plain. But this version does have a little bit more coverage, so maybe this will be slightly less not safe for work. So here's what I'm gonna do. Go BAT Super. That's gonna at least get me out of my conditions where she's gonna be playing like this exhausted idol. I guess we can do it this way. Well, as you can see, so this character is pretty injured. I've got quite a lot of injuries here. I've basically been letting all of these different enemies beat up on me in order to test this, excuse me. And you can see that the visuals on these... This is... Oh, here. This would be a better way for me to explain. Can I zoom in? Make this bigger? Go... This is going to be too small for you guys to see. Where's like the theme settings in Notepad++? File, what, edit preferences or something? Window. Here we go. Style configurator. Font size, let's go 20. That didn't work. Global override. Font name, font size 20. Enable global font size. There we go. That's a bit too big. 18? How's that? Oh, thank you very much, Frog. Control scroll wheel. I tried to do that. Did it? Oh. Well, it did work. That's very odd. Well, I'm going to change it back then. Thank you. Maybe because I didn't... Oh, wow. Alright, well, so here is a list of everything that's new, right? Bring this out. We got 5.0 rewrite of wounds, functions very similar. Injuries are only applied after combat has ended. Potions that completely heal wounds have been removed, replaced with other tools and mechanics. Movement speed effects have been tweaked to use the peak value modifier. That's really like technical. Magic and stamina effects have been split individual effects rather than dual value modifier. Fixed bug, magic stamina, needle and thread has been removed. So that's more for us on like the back end. This, I suppose, is super relevant. So basically, you've got new burn injuries, you've got numbness and shock injuries, which is cool. Punctures, new effects, tripping and dropping weapons. This, I believe, is configurable, right? New treatments, surgical tools, healing salve, laudanum. Surgical tools allows you to treat wounds intensely through cauterizing or stitching shut wounds. I also did see, well, I'm going to get ahead of myself here. Healing salve drastically increases recovery time of wounds and the body parts applied to, eliminates the magic and stamina reduction. Very cool. Laudanum briefly relieves you of all negative effects, but it causes stress, preventing any injuries from healing for about 12 in-game hours. And stack up to 3 days from repeated use. It's basically like injecting yourself with morphine, right? Let's see. This is super cool. I love these. Followers can now be injured. That's a huge deal. NPCs you are friends with, including followers, can treat you or your followers' injuries. Excuse me. You have to be in their home or receive treatment free, otherwise they need to be carrying medical supplies. Restoration trainers can heal the player followers for a hefty price. Alchemists you are friends with can apply a healing salve. I love those types of things. But so basically, it's the wounds that, if you've played with wounds before, you know roughly what you're getting into. It's just a streamlined, reimagined update to wounds. I think it's really cool. I think my personal favorite feature is maybe what sounds like, oh, that's crazy, Iron Dusk. There's another bit of utility for skooma, which really doesn't need it. Oh, that's weird, Daryl. What does my ideal finished Wildlander look like? That's a good question, Michael. To answer that, I will point you to the roadmap that's going to be published at the end of this month. That'll do, I think, a pretty good job of explaining kind of roughly all the different things we want to do. Your missives for healers who need to perform surgeries. Oh, that's a cool idea, Kai. Don't we just love adding even more work to Lizzie's workload? Here, let me just kind of... This is something else I couldn't solve. I tried for a little bit and then kind of gave up for now. And I'm pretty sure it's something caused by our particular lineup of mods. But I just happened to get a bruise in a spot where my torso seam is like causing the decal to be applied strangely. And I tried removing the various like meshes that we use for bodies, and I couldn't quite fix it. So I don't know if that's something vanilla, because, you know, the bodies, if you guys don't know this, the actor models in Elder Scrolls, or in Skyrim, well, I guess it would be every Elder Scrolls game, at least past Morrowind. I don't know that for certain, but at least in Skyrim, all of the actor models are made up of several different parts. This is why you get kind of a weird neck scene, right? And you can see where, like, part of the model here, like the way the texture is being applied. But that's not Wound's fault, that's our fault. Whereas there's like a puncture wound over here. There's like a leg laceration down in here, right? So there's just, it's a really crazy level of like granular depth. Oh, there's something that's happening here. Oh, and I got this sick cut on my face, right? And I just love, I really want to tone down our regular like blood application, because I don't know, like it's pretty wild. Those of you who play Wildlander right now, I guess that's a pun, isn't it? There's a lot of blood that goes flying around all over the place, which is part EBT, part dirt and blood. And I really like the idea of having the injury visuals really correspond to the injuries that you have, right? Isn't 12 hours a really long time to wait for wounds to heal? I would almost go so far as to say that it's not long enough. Here's the idea. And this is the part where, like, the difficulty of communicating these kinds of ideas that we have in a segmented manner, and this is why I've wanted to put the roadmap together. I think if the question is, wouldn't it be super unfun to just get an injury and have to sit around and wait while you have nothing to do? Yes. That's why you'll have things to do if you get injured, right? Whatever kind of, however we implement injuries and wounds and whatever, the whole kind of thing here, right, is giving you it's creating the opportunity for emergent narrative by having things happen that you can't predict, and then giving you different kind of toys in your play box, your toolbox, whatever, to let you deal with it, right? Or to give you something to do in the meantime. So whether that's like, oh man, I was hunting outside of Riverwood and a bear jumped me and broke my leg, and now I have to kind of hang out in town for a little bit. And while I was here, I ended up making friends with like a person at the tavern who gave me like a little job to deliver something to her friend elsewhere in the town. And when I went to meet that person, she seemed cool and we became friends, or I don't know, like all different kinds of interactions, right? Or like even just if you're going to do something like waiting, we've been looking at features, either there's some mods that try to do this, but also I've been looking at maybe just kind of doing my own version of it, where instead of hitting, like, let's say this, right? Like I like that this menu is here for the purpose of like vanilla Skyrim. I understand why it's there and why it's existed in the previous Elder Scrolls games, but I don't like the idea that my character's just standing here for like 8 hours. It makes no sense at all. So what I want to do is like give you, so instead of waiting, your character does something off screen, right? Whether it's like, yeah, and then he helped treat my broken leg. Sorry, would have been the natural kind of end of that narrative. Whether you are like, I don't know, you practice a skill like a little bit in the 4 hours that you're waiting for something to happen, or you, I don't know, like did something. There's like a million different things you can do. That you like met somebody or blah 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 blah. There's just tons of different things. So when you hear about one feature that we're adding, this is why I feel like we need a holistic list of like kind of the entire landscape, if that makes sense. Anyway, you get the idea, hopefully. And I don't know, it's really rad. I also like I like this animation. Oh my god. This will be a here. Bite me a bunch. Come on. Ouch. So you can still see, like, I'm pretty sure that's enhanced blood textures. Because I think I have it disabled. Dirt and blood, that is. Yeah, these are deactivated. Come on, buddy. So you can see, like, how quickly these, like, blood textures that get applied are just, like, way too much. And I don't know. Yes, waiting could be gathering. Waiting could be acquiring resources in many different ways. It can be based on certain skills that you have. There's a million things you could do. Stop. Gotcha. Standing up there, huh? Look. And so now you'll be able to see. So again, I like the idea of blood decals. I think this is a bit much. And they have a tendency to get really stretched sometimes. So what I'd really like to do here is reduce the size. I know that Enhanced Blood Textures offers their own size reduction, but I'm doing it. That's standing up like a One Piece character. It's just a bit much, right? And especially if we have... It was fine, I think, maybe even could be toned down, even if we didn't have something like, you know, visual wounds, but especially in a circumstance like that, I think we want that. What was I about to do? Something in the console. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Put this back on. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to show you guys the, let's see if I got... I don't remember what I had before. Well, I got two, what's it called? Diseases here. But the way that it works on the back end, you can see if you look at my... What's it called? Factions. I have various ranks. It's actually, Iron Dusk, I meant to say this to you. It's crazy to me that, well, I guess not that crazy, but it's cool that you used factions to implement a lot of these features, because that's exactly what I've been doing for some of the more advanced like skill stuff we've been working on the back end. And I'm just, it's like, I don't know, short of getting new actor values, which I really wish we could get, but it still seems like it's going to be either someone's going to buckle down and do it, and it's going to be really fucking hard to do, or we just use factions, which really allow you to kind of get a lot of the same benefits as actor values do. I'm just afraid that if I do too much with them, I'm going to create some sort of performance issue. Internal values in the controller quest. Gotcha. Walking Dead levels of blood. Yeah, so hopefully you guys get like this is a hilarious set of gear. This is what, I swear, this is basically like some fantasy RPGs, right? Let's put, where's my, there you go, the tunic. Yo, thank you for the resub, 27 months, thanks, Greg. Oh, and Adol, thank you for 5 months, I missed that one. Oh, and Connor for 32 months, my god, 14 minutes ago, I missed that one. I must be distracted. I was going to ask as well, Iron Dusk, if we will... I mean, I guess, you know, if you have access to the scripts, you can really do whatever you want. But did you plan on making the like rate of injury or likelihood of injury something that's user-facing, or did you kind of want to keep it locked so that you're able to get like a consistent sort of, you know, behavior from the mod? Regular cotton hood instead of the mage hood seems more fitting with the red. Why don't you get a regular cotton hood? I mean, the reason that I have this is just because that's what I... Ooh, look, I got a laceration on my face. Cool. This is just what it happened to give me at the random... Gotcha. That is very cool. Is there animations to go with the broken arm? Yeah, Lizzie. So there is... Here. I don't know if it would work with this version, but... There is... Let's see. If I just go on my history even. Wounds. Injury animations. This is the one that Iron Dusk showed me. Excuse me. Which is a DAR-based animation mod with more than... Wow! I didn't see 5,000 animations files. It covers all injuries and combinations of injuries. That is crazy. Yeah, I didn't think that it would apply necessarily, but, you know, I mean, we can make it work once this version's out and we have, like, a basis to go with. Can wounds leave scars? That's a... I doubt it, Kai, but... That's a crazy idea. That's a pretty complex feature to add, depending. Because now you're talking about something that's occupying a slot, like, permanently. It gets very gory. I was looking through, and actually this is one of the things that Iron Dusk warned me about, which was a good call, looking through these files. There is, here, I mean, if it's not nearly as bad if they're just in texture form. Well, whatever. There is a lot of... Oh boy, some of these wounds are very... What's the word? Just visceral, I guess, would be a good way to describe it. The burns, especially, I think are gnarly. Even, like, I don't know, like, is this one from a broken bone? I can't remember what bruise, why I have that bruise, but I thought the bruising is not something that you would immediately think is, like, the gnarliest of the injuries, but I think it actually is pretty crazy. At least for me, it looks like very painful. You can permanently apply an overlay. Ah, gotcha. Oh, you can't put normal maps on an overlay, huh? Visceral is one of the words that I'd use to describe the Wildlander experience. In fact, it's one of the words that I believe is on the website. Bruises are blue, black, broken bones are yellow. They use the same texture. Gotcha, Iron Dust. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, scars would be cool if you had a way to do that, just because it certainly adds to, like, the narrative component, right? Being cut in half and crawling on the floor. Yeah, that's quite an injury. I don't think laudanum's going to help you there. Well, it might make it a little bit better as you fade into your last moments. Fade out of your last moments, I should say, really. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I'm trying to think, is that, like, a comprehensive kind of show-off of everything we got going here? I mean, there's, like, you know, the NPCs and stuff that we can go and talk to, I suppose. But you guys, I'm sure, understand how that will work. Turning this into Kenshi, absolutely. Try putting on a bandage. That I can do. Oh, for the overlay? Or not the overlay. Well, I guess technically. Here, let me see. What is it, a potion? It's a misc item. There we go. Give me 5 of these. Clean bandage. Where do you want to apply the bandage? Is this... Does it always show this? Like, or is this conditional based on which... which limbs of mine are injured? Oh my god, I think it's... It can be conditional, and this is how many... You know what I might do is I might swap around. I find that most of the time, sorting by the source of things is actually, like, better or cooler. Affected left arm, left leg. Oh, untreated open wounds or contracted infections. My god. This is... I'm very wounded, you might say. Oh, it isn't conditional. Is it... I'm trying to think of a way you could do that. I feel like the buttons... Well, okay. I was looking at the script, and... Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty damaged, Lizzie. I was looking at the script for... You know, like how the factions work, and... Is it correct? I didn't look that closely. Yo, thank you for the gifted sub. I'm your Greg. Much appreciated. The it wouldn't be as simple as taking the buttons on the message box and adding conditions based on the faction rank, would it? I noticed that it kind of progresses from like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like what is it? It's 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and so forth. So it wouldn't. Well, I guess because then you'd have to account for the different types of injuries as well. Well, either way, I mean, I'd have to think about it. It just doesn't work with wounded NPCs is the issue. Gotcha. Oh, I understand. That I'm not... Gotcha. Well, either way, I mean, yeah, I'd have to think about it. I'm trying to think about it for NPCs. I can't think about how, if it's using the same message box interface, then yeah, it wouldn't, unless you're somehow able to, like, how could you do that? Well, whatever. My laptop can't run Rare? Just turns them into files. You might need, like, a file extractor there, Scully. WinRare is... Well, it's technically not free. Yo, thank you for 5 gifted subs, Connor. My gosh. 7-zip you could do, too. Okay, well, let me look and see where I get a laceration from. Where's my worst laceration? Severe... Gruesome right arm. I almost wonder if it wouldn't be worth conditionalizing these. Just from like a player feedback perspective, or like ease of use. Let me see. Was that left arm? I was only half paying attention. Okay, so this is the hill that I will die on. I know that people don't like WinRAR. Oh my god, it's so 1990s. I think WinRAR is better than 7-zip. I always have. I like the interface more. I think 7-zip is just kind of a little bit more confusing. I know that people like 7-zip, but it doesn't unzip folders. What do you mean? I'm trying to start a hype train. Connor, you are the hype train. The legend. Okay, well, let me put my bandage on because I'm being bandage removed. I'm assuming I will have to take this off. Tunic.
I'm all right.
That is so cool. I actually haven't gotten to see this yet. The dynamic. Oh my god, that is so rad, dude. That is so cool. Oh. If I splint my leg, will that give me like a thing too? Yeah, Magic Premium version. Doesn't always create the folder structure. I have no idea what you're talking about, Lizzie. I have never had a problem of that sort with WinRAR. WinRAR? WinRAR? How can we all agree on how to say this? Yeah, I mean, a splint would be weirder because it's like a whole ass object, right? I mean, this alone, fucking, who cares about the splint? This is just like the sickest thing in the whole world to me. Ugh. I'm gonna apply bandages elsewhere as well. You know what I was thinking about too? I meant to say this to you in the last message and I just completely forgot because I'm like a scatterbrained human. Oh my god, now I just got distracted by WinRAR. It was something related to the injury visuals. Jeez, that is the worst one that has happened. It's like I was thinking about it and then I completely forgot because I started reading chat. There's a feature that I was thinking about asking you about, and I can't remember. Something to do with bandages? I mean, if it comes back to me, I'll do it. That's the worst one that I've ever done before of getting distracted. Jeez. Bandage. Let me put it on my head. That is so sick. Oh, and look, the way that it like clearly overlays the injury too. Like, I'm guessing that was on purpose. Oh, man. I'm in that window ditching that freemium model. Yeah, I know. It's really nuts. Yo, thank you for the Prime sub. Campiotti. Yeah, that makes sense. This is so fucking cool. Something about that. Oh, I remember. Oh my god, how could I have forgotten this? So I've been messing around a lot with just trying to figure out how to do various UI things and create widgets for just various kind of like needs states that we have running. And as I was playing with this earlier, I was like, shit, I feel like I might be able to set up like either using something like I want, or I don't know, some sort of widget framework, right? Yeah, this is the weird covering the privates animation from DAR. I'm not a super huge fan of it, to be honest. I don't know if I'd keep it. It's just the default settings. I haven't adjusted them at all. I thought it would be really cool to maybe try my hand at adding like a widget, Fallout style widget that just shows, you know, I was thinking about like a way to do it in a way that would still be intuitive. And actually this might even kind of solve the problem of, at least somewhat, of like a non-conditional message box, because it wouldn't work for NPCs, is you could have like a visual representation of which limbs have like injuries on them, right? It obviously wouldn't, at least off the top of my head, account for which types of injuries are where, but I feel like that wouldn't be too much of a problem. I want is kind of annoying for sure, but I'm getting pretty proficient with it to where I feel like I could do it. I would not want to make I want like a dependency. What I really need to do is just make an SKSE plugin where I can like embed a Chromium framework and talk about like, you know, overkill, but then I would just be set for all the different stuff that I want to do. It loads mine fine, Monique, or at least thus far. Yeah, you could do that too, Iron Dusk. Like, the messages would be a way to do it as well. I always miss messages. And I think the active effects window is fine as well. It's pretty easy to, like, check and see what's injured. And you also get the visual representation. So, I think as far as all that goes, you can really get by, like, without one. I just thought it would be fun. Dialogue options to ask followers about their injury status. Extra cool. If I talk to Arcadia...
How do you feel? I think you might be sick.
I think you're right. Would I meet the conditions to be, what's it called? Healed by one of them? Or would she meet the conditions, perhaps? Maybe I'd go and talk to, Danica Patrick at the Whiterun Temple of Kinnereth. Oh, you need to be friends with them. They weren't... Which is the one that you can pay people to do it for you? Ooh, these... Is this like auto parallax? I mean, I upgraded my E and B. That looks nicer than I remember. Restoration trainers, gotcha. I'm pretty sure Danica's a restoration trainer, but I actually also don't know. Oftentimes she's out by the Gilder Green. That's something for us too. We have like bespoke factions for, I mean, just all various things, but we can even create like a Wildlander patch that adds like random healers and stuff that aren't necessarily restoration trainers for our purposes. Here she is.
I just need to hire one, maybe two good.
What you doing there, lady? I need your healing services. So sick. Wow, look at this. Yeah, it's like my right arm's looking pretty gross. This is so sick, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, my right arm's like necrotic at this point. Yeah, sure. I mean, she could be washing her feet. She's wearing cloth shoes, but, you know, I think what's happening here is there's like an idle marker that she's supposed to be interacting with, but I think maybe because of where I came in from. Are exponential, huh? Oh, cool. Having a hard time with that nav mesh. This is maybe a fun time to mention that one of the big, I mean, it'll be obvious in the roadmap too, but one of the big priorities that I have for, not, what's it called? This will be post 1.2.0, so post religion and jobs, but I'm really going back to the drawing board when it comes to the cities, right? It still performs okay. Like, where I'm getting here is what? 60, but that's because the draw call is probably right where I'm standing are alright. I'm really going back through and evaluating the various settlements and optimizing them for draw calls when we like update them. Also, Lizzie found the cause of one of the most elusive crashes that's actually related to Dawn of Skyrim. And it's a very unique one. Lizzie, if you're still around, you could explain it better than I could. Or like I could explain it, but you're the one who found it, so you get credit. Heal your wounds yourself. I do believe you can heal yourself with your own restoration in some way. I can't remember. Rewards for bounties considered for counter that cost. Power wounds. Oh, it's funny you mentioned that other token. Well, so the rewards for all different kinds of stuff in missives are entirely based... Oh yeah, please ignore those debug messages. It'll do that whenever I sprint and whenever I... is jumping's not doing it anymore? Okay, that's fine. I was using that for controls things. But we have a lot of custom missives jobs, and we've edited some of the other ones so that it's basically all of the rewards that you get. And also, like, the gold values of everything here, like, Iron Dust just said you can adjust them too, but we can always adjust them on the back end. These are all default settings. Everything you see here, you should consider, like, a very just early demo. Nothing's been tweaked, nothing's been balanced. It's just exactly as is. Ooh, chill. Thank you, Monique. Yeah, Plains District, there's a scrubbing tub by a house door. If someone is standing in front of the door and someone exits the house, they get yeeted into the scrubbing tub, which causes the crash. So if anyone has had a weird crash around Whiterun, and it just kind of seemed super random and you didn't know what the hell was happening, I need to replace that texture too. This is probably what was happening. And this is something that we... I say we... Well, this is something that we have been just chasing forever. And Lizzie did some very solid detective work. And what's crazy is that you figured... Yeah, what's gnarly is that she figured out what it was, and then the detective work really came in confirming it. She basically, you had to stand in front of a wash tub for like an hour watching it. If anyone... You should keep that story in your back pocket and be like, this is the kind of stuff that I do for this project. Where was it, by the way, Lizzie? That's a cool idea, Rorik. But you can so easily see, at least in my opinion, this is like, and maybe there would be some sort of analog for this in like other injuries mods, but I feel like, Iron Dust, do you have some copy written somewhere? Maybe it's on your Nexus page? Something to the effect of like, you create mods that kind of are almost like storytellers unto themselves, or maybe that's just kind of where it is in my head. But I swear that you'd written something like that somewhere, and that's just kind of how I feel about all of these things, whether it's missives or spell research or something like wounds. Just this layers of complexity that all kind of push you to interact with like other components. And I just think it works really well in an environment like this. Round the back, gotcha. I think this is Silt Sunrise. So like this whole... Probably I'll be getting rid of a lot of this stuff. I mean, not like we couldn't fix this just by bringing this down a little bit. There's a lot of like weird flipping things. Where is this offensive wash tub? I mean, you can see, it's like I'm even behind probably some performance cubes, as I like to call them. Like this is not good. That's not ideal. Where is this wash tub? Other side of the wall. Oh. Oi. For me, it would be... Oh my god, I forgot to say train and study is another one that fits this. Where are you, wash tub? I gotta feast my eyes on this warlock. Anyway, what I was gonna say is that my computer's pretty beastly, and my... Oh, whoop. There's a performance cube that needs realigning. I think. Unless that was just some sort of weird cell. Oh. I don't know. Weird. Where is this? Here, I'm going up in the air. You can see how messed up the draw calls will be in that case. Here we go. Now I can make the frame rate chug. Because... How many do we have here? No, engine. Where is this? Profiler. 13,000. 13,500. That's too many. Too many, too much draw calls. And really, it's like, in a lot of cases, it'll be for stuff like this, right? Like, I think it's really cool that you have little detailed back areas and stuff like that. But if you go, and this is actually after I have gone through and like swept up a lot of these. Am I nuts? I can't find this thing. Is this it? This looks nice. Other side of this wall? I don't really need to find this right now. I just really want to. Is my chat still updating? Sometimes this happens. Pause. Oh no, there it goes. Do you guys see a wash tub anywhere? This is like, where's Waldo? Over here? Huh. Visit Falkreath soon. Where's wash tub? That's good. Rasputin. I was thinking, what about if you have like high-level restoration spells that can do a better job and just kind of get it done, right? Obviously, it's very hard to cast those. Or if you can like spend some time trying to like heal, so that there's a time cost and like a needs cost based on like your restoration skill. Or maybe like, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, Iron Dust, but I've just been, and it's related to like the faction business. The reason I was experimenting with factions is like pseudo, at the back of the temple, gotcha. Pseudo actor values is because I really want to add like additional skills that I haven't been able to add in the past. Lizzie, you're sending me on a goose chase here. What's that about NPCs getting stuck when TCL is on? Sometimes they do, I suppose. This is the back of the temple, right? Where's this wash tub? We're going down. Yeah, the reason I want to see this wash tub is because I cannot stress to you guys how annoying this crash has been. We try to... Crashes are like the #1 showstopper priority, right? It's like the #1 focus. Let's see. Where is this? Oh, it's by the wall? Like over here? This is a fun game, actually. Check this out. Okay, so this is the image that Lizzie sent me. So from the CK. So it's like you look at this. And then you have to find where it is. This is like over there, maybe. Am I nuts? Here? Does this not look quite the same? This is the Greymane's house? No, because that's the Greymane's house, is it not? Gotta look for a building that... Oh, over here, over here? Oh, wait, is that the Greymane's house? Oh, why am I so slow? Actually, here. Fast. Now I'm fast. Over here, then. No. But we can find it faster now. I, like, straight up have no idea where this is that you showed me. This is the temple. Looking for a house that looks like this, even. My leg's probably broken. You're right, actually. I bet you that is why. Let's see. Wounded left leg. Yup. Yeah, Lizzie, you are fucking with me right now. Like, or like, I just... Here, you guys can... I wish I could show this. Behind Bellathor's. Okay. No way, you were actually Oh, Bellathor's over here. What am I doing? Okay, here's Bellathor's. There. This is Bellathor's. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. What is this orientation? Okay, there. Is that it? Is it this one? What is this orientation that I cannot understand in this image? This... Is it this one? Okay, well that also explains it, because there's... What's it called? There's a tree in this one on yours. Which maybe means Wildlander's not loaded there? Who can say? But this is the one, eh? Whoops. What a journey. What a great looking model too. It's certainly worth having in the... It actually, I do kind of like this model. I feel like the problem with these models is they have like a... like the texture's pretty small, but you can see how everything almost looks kind of like it's plastic. They have like a weirdly applied like normal map. Nav meshes and all sorts. Yeah, so what we really need to do is go back, I think, to square one with these. Yeah, fake water too does not help. So if this thing is removed, we've now got an entirely different world of... It's possible, Daryl, it's like, so if someone's standing in front of the farmhouse and they get yeeted into this bathtub and then it breaks your entire game. Understandable. Who wouldn't think that would happen, of course. I think if there's a tree there in the screenshot, that probably just means either that one of the patch plugins is not loaded or some other thing like that. Well, anyway, now that we found the wash tub, that is basically... Now have I showed off, kind of, generally speaking, everything that we would want? Oh, I forgot I'm naked. Wow, that's terrifying. Does EVG conditional idols? Yeah, I have an MCM player. Injured modesty. Fatigued. We're also going to be overriding that with, there's like an even gnarlier one, right? No. There we go. That is scary. This makes a good YouTube thumbnail. Am I allowed to make these without getting demonetized? That's wild. Is that animated mountain flowers? Yeah, you're talking about these ones? I also want to remove this idle marker, because this guy is always just hammering away at this window. Brother. These mountain flowers? Yeah, that animation looks a bit weird, doesn't it? I think a lot of like the wind animations on the various like static models, I think on the grass it looks great. Like if we go to my favorite, yeah, you know, it's he's heated up the glass and he's actually like molding it. If we go, this is my favorite spot to show off the, well, she's naked in this one. I'll put on some clothes. Not naked. Oh yeah, not random at all. Next to it. I mean, Falkreath and Morthal are major locations. Really, all of like kind of my attitude here. I'm gonna sit down. Standing for a while. My back is so sore, guys. I've been hitting the gym relatively regularly again, like a true, you know, New Year's resolutioner. And I did like a proper back day the other day. And boy howdy, let me tell you. But anyway, so my general philosophy, well, okay, before I get there, remind me to talk about the settlements, but just to round off kind of wounds and the idea. Oh, you can see here that I am probably super injured. I mean, this is the same character. So you can see all the different ways that it's like affecting you, makes you slow, fucks up your stats, maximum stats, probably also makes it so you do less damage, I imagine, if you have like arm injuries, drains magic and stamina. Magic and stamina, bone break, fever. You get the idea? Whoa. Oh, there you go. This is my favorite area to show off the wind, though. Tunic. There we go. I'm slow. Ah, gotcha. I think that looks really nice. I think that most of the static models don't look as good. This one looks okay. I think that looks fine. But grass looks great, I think. What was the other thing I was gonna... Are there any other features, too, Iron Dusk, that you would like me to show off while we're here and while we got it live? Yes, that is Ildrum. This is exactly what Iron Dusk just said. Booty. Oh, you know it. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And then surgical tools, that's a good idea. Oops. Just give myself 3, just in case. Surgical tools. Oh man, this is cool. Craft medicine, remove bandage, remove brace, cauterize, apply stitching, remove stitching, treat infections. Dude. That's a lot of stuff. This is what replaced the treat wounds power from before, right? Remove stitching, apply stitching. Apply stitching to my... Yeah, one... So, will it... A question, if you... So, these aren't conditional. I get that. If you apply something that doesn't need... Like, if you try to apply... Let's see. Do I have any limbs that are not injured here? Left leg, right arm, head. Okay, so it looks like my left arm is good to go. So, will it stop me if I try to apply these things to an area that doesn't need it? Or I guess with surgical tools, nothing gets expended anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter. You just disabled the tree? Oh, gotcha. I disabled it, but I didn't lower it? Lizzie? Everything is items now, no more powers. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that would be... For our purposes, I feel like it could go either way. I do feel like the items are, like, more intuitive. And I like that... One of the reasons why I like... It's kind of the same reason... I don't know if I've ever showed you this before, if you've ever seen it. But, we have, like, toolkits. This is something that I built out. Help toolkit for Misk, right? So, here. What? Toolkit... Survivalist, A24, C83. I like the idea of having it as an object because it also kind of explains how you're able to do the stuff that you're able to do, right? Kind of cauterize and stitch in non-wounded areas, might need to change that. That part maybe would be easier. Well, the problem is there still, the NPC part, where I'm trying to think if you can have a condition, like maybe like an alias that gets filled when you use the item on an NPC or from an NPC, or maybe if you make it like a power for treating it, well then that's, I don't know. Something where you could somehow populate a condition check for like whatever the actor is, right? And I'm trying to think about how you would do that, and that's actually pretty tough. Well, I don't know. Either way, that's like a problem for a different time. But I like the idea of the tools because I like... Oh, and you got to use the model that nobody ever gets to use. The Torturer's tools. It's like my favorite object from the... Well, I shouldn't say my favorite because it's gross. But it's such a crazy cool model for something that gets so seldom utilized in vanilla, like in any way. There's actually a few items like that. But I like that it gives you like a way that you're able to do these things, I guess is what I keep saying. The reason I built these toolkits primarily, this is like a placeholder model, was to kind of explain how players are able to make the various things that they can make, right? And if you click the Survivalist toolkit, it'll bring you to like a sorted... The secondary reason was like sorting the crazy crafting menus, but now, since Parapets released that crazy UI improvement crafting mod, that part's... We don't even need to worry about that anymore. But I like that a lot. I like the idea of... Versus something, I guess, like a power where it populates your menu with things and kind of requires resources from your inventory. If that makes sense. Oh, what's up, Sakura? How you doing? Utility book spells items that clutter inventory, MCM, console commands, any files. You said any files are the best one? Yeah, I mean, it's really... There's some big modders here who I imagine would share this sentiment, but Skyrim is this weird... Like, I mean, it just... I think that it's part because of, you know, the fantasy setting and people love Elder Scrolls, but it's really... And Sakura says this all the time. Skyrim just really is this extremely solid canvas, I think, for people to sort of fashion their own game. And I just feel like modding has never really slowed down in the entire, 12 years now that this game's been out. It just feels like every year, and even like in the past 5 years, even in the past 3 years, I feel like there's been stuff that is just pushing the envelope. It's really special in that regard. Like, you compare it to something like the Fallout series, right? Excuse me. And there are other mods. Other games that have, you know, very prolific modding scenes. But like Fallout gets a lot of stuff too, but I don't think anyone would compare it to Skyrim. Like, I don't think anyone would be able to compare the modding scene for Fallout 4 to everything that's been happening in the Skyrim scene in like the past 5 years, right? Yo, that's rad, Sakura. Actually, you know what you might want to look at for cast spells as lesser powers? What are you talking about? WinRare doesn't create the folders, Lizzie. If there's proof about this. Oh, wait a second. Game files. No way. I don't buy it. I've never had a problem with this, but I am curious to see if what you're talking about is the case. Has there been, Kai? Yeah, Skyrim really is like this extremely solid sandbox and platform, whatever you call it. I was gonna do something fun in the game world. Now I can't remember what it was. I was talking about... Oh, yeah. Sakura, did you see that Grimey's Utilities got a SE port? Also, freaking grass is so nice. Love it. Grimy Utilities, I think it's Utilities. Also, his plugin got a port to SE, but specifically Utilities has a feature that allows you to cast. It's like a framework for casting spells with a hotkey only, right? As opposed to using it on the power, which is obviously different. And what it lacks is the animation framework that you built out. But I don't know, in case whatever's going on there makes your work easier on spells as powers, I wanted to mention it. Like, in case it's somehow extensible. I swear, let me find the link for you, too. I was just looking at this today. Grimy. Here we go. Here it is. Oh, you already knew about that? Okay, gotcha. Wait, yours can cast it just as like a hotkey? Like, you can take a hotkey and then just auto cast it? If so, that's fucking crazy. I didn't think that anything could do that. Beyond this, anyway. Alright, well, I think that about covers it, right? Anything else that I'm leaving out? And then what was the thing I was supposed to talk about when I finished showing off the wounds features? Oh, really? That's crazy. Oh, no. Well, it's because David Cobb's stuff still it works on LE. Settlements, thank you. You're right. Oh, as in, like, he did the fix not recently, just before. Okay, I gotcha. One day, maybe we can convince him to add, what's it called, Astronaut Crossing, but I've spoken with him about it, and I know it's just an insane amount of work because he built just like a lot of custom libraries for the work that he did with that, and I think that it's going to be a pain in the butt to port. At least that's how it seemed. Settlements is a quick one. Basically, I've said this before, but this is really why we want the roadmap, because there's no unified source of information, so I mostly just we can answer the same questions. But I like answering this one because I mean I like answering most of them, to be honest. I just don't. It takes time that we can spend on working. My kind of philosophy on the settlements is that I don't generally opt to add whole new settlements because I think that it's really hard. Kind of a big focus for us, right, is achieving this sort of vanilla or as close to vanilla level of polish and consistency and quality as possible. And I think that's really hard to do with something like adding a whole new settlement because you need NPCs with, you know, stories and voice acting. You need quests. You need things to do there that just don't, you know, even some of the best settlement mods that I've seen that are really well done still struggle to fill out all of those categories because it's really hard to do that as just, you know, even a team of modders, but especially as a singular modder. And, oh, can you guys see my cat? Oh, you can! Look! That's Reggie. Actually, here. I can hear my other cat scratching the door. Give me 2 seconds. Whoa. Got it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. You're taking too long. Come on, doofus. Come here. I know you're gonna jump up here eventually, so just do it now. Oh my gosh. Come on. Here she is. Yo, what? That's awesome, Iron Dusk. What the hell? That is wild. That's crazy, dude. Congratulations. My gosh. Yeah, so oh yeah, settlements. That's really fucking cool, man. Congratulations. That's wild. With the settlements, so what the secondary part of that was going to be, like the follow up, is that what I really do like to do, and what I think is a lot more within scope, we'll say, of modders, is taking the existing settlements and kind of expanding them with various new features, various new, you know, buildings, and just kind of generally making them feel more realistically scaled, right? And there's a lot of great mods that do that, and that you get to benefit from that whole thing where, like, yeah, maybe not every single NPC that you find has like the most insane, crazy backstory or whatever. Some of them are kind of like filler NPCs, but I feel like that's fine when you have a setting like a city, right? Like I'm walking around Windhelm, and you know, there's not every single character has like a million bajillion things to say to me, but you know, there's a good chance that everyone you talk to is going to have something, right? Or that you're going to talk to one person who's like a filler NPC, you know, talk to another person who is a, you know, like a quested NPC or like one with a unique story. And even then, even with the filler NPCs, we try and like kind of fill them out with various like new dialogue and just stuff that you can do with them. This is more emergent storytelling style mods, right? So I think at least the way that I like to do it is taking the existing settlements and kind of livening them up, giving them more depth, giving you more stuff to do while you're in them. I find the other important reason for that is that you like Skyrim's not that big as a world, right? Just I mean like literally the size of it. And if you go too crazy, I think on adding settlements around, then it's very easy to lose that kind of wilderness feel, if that makes sense. And obviously, that's very important for the experience that we are. Uh, what's it called? Um, Trying to achieve, given that the thing's called the Wildlander. Any plans to increase engagement with trade skills, not mostly just sitting on a menu for hours level up? Oh, you know it, Beta. There. Oh, I've extensively evaluated holds before. There should be a new update coming out soon. That is, in fact, here. I have hella notes on holds. I can show you guys why we've been working on the roadmap. To answer the question about trade skills, the short answer is yes. I guess that's this also. That's like the roadmap question or point. There we have crafting missives and like trade missives that Lizzie's been working on, where you can essentially like it's you're paid to make stuff, right? And you're paid additionally for both the value of the item. You're paid based on the value of the items that you make. Cat, are you drooling on me again? This cat, I swear to God, whenever she gets comfortable, she straight up drools. Which, don't get me wrong, I respect that. But her breath smells, and so her drool smells, and it's disgusting. Can you guys see her down here? I guess not, huh? Here. She's here. Doofus. So yeah, you essentially get, it's kind of like you get paid based on the value of the item, and then also for the time you spend. And I think that, whoa, is really cool. What happened? Let me see. What time is it? No, not. Both my cats are staring at something, so they heard something. Ew. I have like, hold on, I gotta, here, this is a dirty black jacket. I can wipe this shit up with. So yeah, that's one of the things that we want to do. I would like to make the, like, leveling up your crafting, if that's what you're talking about, like leveling up crafting. I'd like to add more stuff, kind of like random events, things that happen while crafting, like even stuff like how do I phrase this one? Variability to like when you're crafting, right? Like how good the stuff is that you make. Things of that sort. Like how leveling combat skills feels natural. The problem with crafting is that, well, one of the other things I was planning on doing is making the process of, like, or just, this is like a big planned item overhaul, and then while I'm remembering it, I'm going to bring up this holds card. I have kind of like a big overhaul in the works for just items in general, right? Where the stuff that you craft is like a lot, you will get a lot more utility as like a craftsman, because you can build things like to spec, using different material types and different like components of items, so that items are not, and then of course you'll have like time elapse as you're crafting, right? Something that makes it a lot, so it's not just like you said, just sitting in a menu kind of 3D printing random items and stuff. Yeah, it's actually somewhat similar. If I remember Bannerlord's crafting system, you do get to kind of like piece together certain parts of items, right? Sakura, you should do it. Why? What would your idea of not doing it? The only reason that I mean, I feel like having like a marketing plan that people can know about is, hey, you guys be nice to each other. Don't be an asshole. Stop. Hey. Don't look at him, look at me. You go. Alright, you're out. Go on. Go. Don't be a dick. Go. Sorry, bud. You feel pressured too much into doing all of it. I get. What I was gonna say is the part where it's like sometimes when we say we're gonna do something, I like read this somewhere, so take it with a grain of salt. But it was like, don't tell people if you're writing a book, because when you talk about writing a book, it activates the same pleasure center in your brain as if you had written the book. And so they say like it demotivates you to actually do the work, but that's not something I would worry about for you specifically. I think you generally seem to have very solid follow through. The idea of feeling pressure too much into doing all of it, I can understand for sure. You could always say something like, you know, this is what I would like to do. This is kind of roughly what my plan is. You could just be honest about the fact that, you know, you can't guarantee that this is what will happen, be done, right? Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys. I forgot to readjust the camera. But I don't know. I think that people like having like a marketing plan that they can look at. For us, it's more like, man, it's this. We can't just take so much time to answer the same questions over and over. And really, as a user, like if I were a user, I would want to be able to just like so many people are willing to and interested in doing their own kind of reading to see, you know, what's up, right? Like if a developer for a game says like, here's our development roadmap, here's the things we would like to work on, we plan to work on. I think there's a lot of people who would be interested in seeing that. And then they can, you know, when someone asks the question, inevitably in the community who hasn't read that stuff or heard about it, they can link it. Holds. Let me grab, here we go. What the hell? How are you back in here? Let's see. We got, here you go. It says needs further assessment. There are almost certainly components of holds we'll want to use for the location expansions and components I will not. The work is fantastic. I just tested some extensively and it adds a lot of stuff in this location. I'll probably want to keep that. Plans to expand locations area by area. With each expansion, I will consult holds additions. There you go. Something where you could easily see that, right? Oh, what is it, Lizzie? Oh, you guys could see my feet? Wonderful. Yeah, that was the plan. What are the staff suggestions? Also, it's very likely that we will be able to get off this Trello board. There's a sneak preview for you. No way! Oh yeah, why have I never thought to use base object swapper for this? Oh man, that is so... Well, because it would take a lot of work, to be honest. That's why. I'm assuming this is the one you're talking about. My gosh. Oh, these are nice textures. For the, what's it called? The shelves. One under it as well. Any feature in Wildlander that allows for making male characters in the same way you can with female characters, in the sense that all male characters kind of end up looking some sort of rough. So what exactly are you... What is it that you're trying to make that you can't make now? What vibe? Yeah, static clutter is the worst. Fuelable lanterns! Cool! Now I don't even have to do this anymore. Hell yeah! Bud, what are you doing back there? Is this the one... Oh, what the hell? They made a version for the Wildlander mod list. What the hell? That's so cool! Use the wrong textures for Dunmer. Oh. This is rad. Oh, that's a cool idea, Kai. Yes, this is really cool. This is really... I'm flattered. Wildlander's intuitive, so you might just want to go for... Spoiler, I'm going to check it. Yep, there you go. Makes sense. That's why we have flammable oil, fun fact. It just... we hadn't gotten around to doing it. Younger looking male characters prettier, perhaps. All male characters have a similar rugged face. I mean, sure, we can try it. The problem with, really, frankly, with all of the NPC models is that by default, we kind of get one set of textures, right? you can do, I guess it would be a lot simpler to start with a young texture and then add like various overlays that make them look older. That's like how the game handles older people. So if the idea is that the male textures right now for, do you know the first person who said, someone else said that that like the elves were too old looking, right? Younger faces wasn't installed in Skysight skins. It's possible. I honestly can't remember. Which one's this Iron Dusk? Mentioning a replacement to spell research. What are we talking about there? Cool. Yeah, actually, it's funny that you mentioned this. Iron Dusk. Because I do. I think I have it here. Let's see. Interact. Oh, I'm zoomed in. I was like, why is everything massive? So this is my notes from it before. Basically, this needs further assessment category is what I'm gonna refashion it as like evaluating or something like that. But I wrote this or settlement builder will likely form the bedrock of our building mechanics, so we'll need to evaluate both thoroughly. I must say I lean towards interact though, given Iron Dust and his style of making all mechanics sensibly integrated into the world, whereas SB seems a bit more willing to accept jank and some silliness in exchange for more player freedom. But I was going through interact like not too long ago when I wrote this. I can't even remember when this was. Yeah, January 3rd. And I just thought it was so cool. Actually, the way that I found it initially was when I was evaluating like body burial mechanics or like transferring bodies, and I was like, "Yo, what the hell? Like, where is this mod? Where did this come from?" And so I kind of refashioned my entire plans for like the build anywhere mechanics based on what you've added to interact, which I honestly do think is going to be. I mean, like it just if we have every other one of your mods in here too, it would make sense to put this one in. But it just I was looking at the way it handles things, and I think it's awesome. It's very clearly intended to have you still, what's the word, interacting with the world and its resources, I guess, for lack of a better phrasing. It, at least from what you built out on the page, it looks to me like a very natural sort of extension of your philosophy in all of the other areas. It looks like a natural way to kind of do building mechanics if you have like a survival realism focused experience or like a very sort of in-depth focused experience, which is exactly what we. Oh, there's if you built a lot of recipes for it, that is something that we are very, and I've spent so much time on random crafting shit, I swear to God, like that entire toolkit system. So please believe me when I say that I am sympathetic to having to build crafting recipes, and there's not really great I don't know if you found this to be the case or if you found better automation tools. I'm happy to hear about them, but there's not fantastic automation tools for recipes. The automation tools ones are fine, but a lot of the time it's just stuff that you have to do by hand or like you just kind of get good in Xedit and various stuff. But I'm actually curious. I want to look and see. We go to. Have we ever showed you our crafting system? Did you ever have any inspiration from other modless works you borrowed ideas or wanted to implement it? So the short answer is yes. Now the longer answer is I haven't. I keep saying I want to do this, and I really need to. I just haven't had the time. But I need to make the time to sit down and like play the other lists, right, and just kind of plumb the depths for various mods that I've never heard of, and just see how they do things and get to play it and feel it. So that I really haven't sat down to do, but the creators of those lists I speak to constantly on like a daily basis, and we're always helping each other do stuff or bouncing ideas off of each other. So in that sense, absolutely. Oh, I'm thirsty. Let's see, I installed the older Dunmer skin texture so you couldn't make a femboy so you wouldn't be horny and your blood flow would be a millisecond slower. I can check and see what version of the what do the dark elves look like right now? I don't even actually know. But yeah, the other thing I was gonna say or started to say is that Interact's handling of corpses was like the best version that I had seen, right? And I was like, man, I want to add it for that alone. And then I started looking into the other components. Ma'am? That's... Alright, let's see here. Oh. Just hunched over, huh? Let's see here. Oh, look at all those presets. Now I got race, dark elf. Bud, I'm gonna need you to stand back up. Can't see much of what you're doing here. Let me zoom out. There he is. Does he... Oh, you know what, though? On this build, I might have already replaced the, Yeah, actually, I might be able to... Maybe if I go like this. Hold on. Let me see here. I might have already replaced the skins on mine. On this dev build, I mean. Because that looks a little bit younger to me than I remember. Is this what it looks like on your guys'? Also, I have a new presets one, so these presets are not edited to use the proper hair models. I mean, that still looks pretty old, but I feel like he's kind of supposed to. Right? Are these... Do these skins look correct to you, or... do they look newer? Because I might have refashioned it already, and like that stands out in my head as something that I did. Yes, we've thought a lot about implementing the EMB features. We have talked about it extensively, specifically Parallax. In fact, I was the one running. Imagine me, like, I do this often. If you imagine the team, our team general chat as like a room where everyone's just kind of like hanging out, working. Imagine me just kind of bursting into the room every so often and being like, guys, did you see this yet? I mean, to be fair, we all do that from time to time, but I do like to do it, apparently. Iron Dust, check this out. This was the nightmare of crafting recipes that we have. Let's go, let's sort by editor ID. This is the crafting system that I use is like, I built it originally for Ultimate Skyrim and then kind of refined it for Wildlander. So all these recipes, these are recipe dummy station. This one's for this is all just food. Let's see here. You go through, there's armors. What else do we have? We'll get down to miscellaneous objects pretty quick here. Wow, that's all armors, huh? How about that? Well, because it's like tempering and stuff too. Breakdown recipes. Now we're getting into random ones. Miscellaneous, these are the stuff related to the... Here's bandages in various colors and breakdowns. Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. But it's not so bad once you get used to it, I guess. There's breakdowns. Here's miscellaneous items. I wonder how many of these are proprietary. Here, let's see. I'm gonna select them. There we go. Maybe like about there, right? Excluding injected references. That's only 3,900. That doesn't seem like that much. That's less than I thought. Although I guess if you count, because these ones have all been edited, right? Even though they're originating from somewhere else. So in total, the amount processed would be... Cat, why are you hiding? What are you doing behind my thing? Let's see. Just shy of 9,000. Sacra, disposition, please. This is another one that I've been talking about doing. That would be my humble request. Obviously, do whatever you like, whatever seems fun to you. So a question actually about complex parallax. It's obviously not enough to just add the new EMB, right? Like I added the new EMB version that supports it. Ouch. That's painful. Jeez. Ouchie. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I added the new EMB version that supports it, but I'm pretty sure you also have to have parallax textures that are built for the parallax, right? Um, some of the textures that we have, I imagine, would be, but they're like the thing that I burst into the room, so to speak, talking about with the team was just the various textures that I've seen people working on for the new parallax, because it just looks crazy to me. In fact, actually, I can find it here, like the ones that I saw originally that really set me off. Say from me. Can I do that? Maybe no. I'll just search parallax. Maybe in. There we go. Hold up, I'm close. There it is. I was looking at these parallax textures. I can't remember who made them. Like, what the hell, right? That's like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Nuts. It just looks so nice. Like some of these parallax textures, like some of the stuff that Fusture, I don't know how to Fusture is making. I don't know. There's just so many of them that look so good. I feel like the big areas are gonna, or like someone made like a snow one, and it's a texture. It's not even a 3D model. There's no polygons. It's ridiculous. Someone just released like a Whiterun thing floor. So I've been kind of keeping my ear to the ground on this, but as you can imagine, we're always kind of spinning many plates at the same time. So I haven't super dove into like, okay, here's where I'm going to get them. Here's the ones I'm going to use. But we've been talking a lot about using the various parallax textures. Combo of SRP and fustures. Can fusture come by, or I'll find him or her, and I think it's a him, and ask what the proper pronunciation is, so that I don't mess it up. Yeah, well maybe that's what I'll do. You're talking about Elysium Remastered, right? That's Titan's Bane. Maybe that's what I can do is download it and kind of see what they're working with, and use that as like a good way to start. Because it seems to me like a lot of the parallax stuff that's happening right now is happening in many different places. It feels like I'm not super sure where to start, or like where the most preeminent kind of popular ones are being posted, because obviously Nexus has its stuff, but I know that a lot of these types of things are happening on Discord now, so I just kind of need to wrap my brain around it, you might say. Yeah, well, there was someone in one of our feedback or testimonials, whatever channels, one time was like, they said to me that they felt like there were components of our graphics that were approaching Elysium, and that is the best, from what I've seen of Elysium, that is the best compliment I think I've ever gotten on any of the visuals. I don't think it's close to Elysium in a lot of ways. It's, Wildlander's comparatively, I think, performance focused, you might say, is a good way of putting it. But anything we could do to even come close to approximating how good Elysium looks, to me, would be like amazing, phenomenal. Because I feel like I need to go through and like play them, but I know that it's supposed to be. You prefer Wildlander? That's interesting. Well, okay, so this is the. I have no idea really. I've seen video footage of certain areas like in Elysium, right? But that's it. And yeah, it certainly wasn't recently. So I really have no idea. What I did try to do with Wildlander is, but I also I hear people all the time talk about how they find it absolutely beautiful. So I really need to sit down and play it. The thing that I really tried to do with Wildlander is kind of like art design and consistency, right? And I imagine if people are like, Elysium looks amazing, then it probably has that too. But I think that going for a consistent look is always going to hit different, right? Then, like, you can have a bunch of individual components that all look really high fidelity on their own, but if you don't take a lot of care to put them together, as I imagine Elysium probably does take a lot of care to put them together, and that's probably why it looks so good. Then you know it's easy. It kind of, it's like the visual version of sending that feeling where like, oh, this is kind of modded, right? Y'all get what I mean. There's something I was gonna ask. Fucking, I can't. Oh yeah, Sakura, if you're still here. What was your plans, out of curiosity, for the disposition overhaul? Because what we've been talking about doing, what I was thinking about doing, is really I would even just settle for like a greater degree of granularization when it comes to the dispositions. Something where there's more than just like 4 ranks and like you have to do more in order to like rank up with people. I really wanted to add stuff where people can have, I wanted to go Stardew with it, right? Where like different people get different kind of personalities and likes and dislikes and things that you can, you know, give them or gift them and that sort of thing. Oh, one of them looks like hyper reality, more cartoonish. Oh, that's cool, Kai. I mean, definitely I go for a sort of, I guess realism, or like, it's hard to say with these kind of environments, but it's definitely supposed to look maybe like, you know, still a fantasy world, but a kind of a realistic fantasy world, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, or maybe realism plus, we'll call it. Apache Skyhair. Well, the reason that I put those in there is because there's a reason that I don't distribute them among the NPCs. I kind of take this approach to the player customization, where it's like, it doesn't hurt, in my opinion, to let people customize their, like, if they want to make their character look like that, if they want to give their character a fancy anime hairstyle, why not, right? Like the file footprint and the file size footprint on Apache Skyhair, it's not massive. It's actually kind of bigger than you would hope, but it's actually a lot smaller if you delete the screenshots, which are, I believe, at least they used to be packed in the archive. I did that a long time ago, but it's not something like, and everyone, we know this very much, that everyone has their different opinions on, you know, what they'd like the NPCs to look like, right? But for me, a big part of the realism component is not having those types of hairs distributed to the NPCs, right? It just doesn't fit in my personal subjective taste of the setting. This is what I was going to do. One of your missive nobles has anime hair, huh, Lizzie? Well, then you get to field the complaints. I'm not going to do it. Did you see that I added these for you, though? Check it out. Let me switch back to, or I'll just switch back to this lady. Hold on. Yeah. No, here. Was she naked? Excuse me. Physics for hair, maybe. The body physics, not really my thing. I would add them if they weren't. Maybe you can like adjust it, but they just don't look realistic to me. They look very kind of like silly most of the time. And certainly, I've never seen any that like when you have like armor that's like bouncing. It's not my style. I was gonna do this. You know, there's an area nearby that I really like. BAT super. BAT fast. This is the kind of the area that I go to calibrate kind of like lighting and foliage. Whoa! We're fast now. Whoa! We're moving. Let's see if we can make it crash. Yeah, hair and cloaks. Sorry, cloaks for sure are getting a physics option. That's actually, boom. Getting closer. Almost there. Where is it? This way? Yeah, it's close to here. Oof. There we go. Bud, stop crawling. No, go. Don't crawl behind my desk, please. This. Wait, I think I went too low. Ow. Or did I go? Yeah, I did. Okay, up we go. Oh, shit. Up we go. Look, we're fast, everybody. Is it here? I think I'm too far down the path, maybe? No, where's Iverset? Okay, no, here we go. It's up here. Whoa! Fast! There we are. Okay, this is like my favorite area to test lighting stuff. Inshallah, you run quickly. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to... This is... What is it, 10? I'm gonna go good weather. We need, like... Well, lower lighting. Let's go... Set game hour to... 8. There we go. Oh my god. I'm just gonna kill all. Excuse me. See ya. Sorry. I'm on BAT slow. Now I'm regular. I'm too slow because I'm injured. Maybe... 150, because I'm not going to get rid of those injuries. So I really like this area a lot, right? Oh yeah, so physics for cloaks, by the way, like 110% coming in. There's notes about that on the Trello board, but I could have done more wounds testing. The cloak's physics options seem way less intense to me now than they used to be, and I just really like cloak physics. I think it really it's one of those things that adds so much when it's not, or when it's there, and it's also really noticeable, I think, at this point when it's not there. It's worth adding at least as an option. That's the other thing too, is since we kind of added the launcher, right, and the ability to kind of more granularly control our level of mods installed, and like let people who have the hardware use it and let people who don't have the hardware not use it, I'm much more incentivized, I would say. I'm gonna hold on. BAT good weather. So this is one of my favorite areas to test like the foliage and lighting. It's just right around here. There's my gamepad. Can't remember which of these is synced with my Steam Deck and which of these is synced with the computer. I guess we'll know based on which one turns on. I have a question. Does anyone have a PS5 controller? Because, whoa, what, are neither of these synced with it? Seems that way. Fine. Because I am strongly considering getting a oh wait, no, shit. This one, I guess, is it. Strongly considering getting a PS5 controller because of how it's supposed to work with the Steam Deck, right? But I'm afraid... I've had these PS4 controllers for a long time now, and I think they're fine. I've just never really preferred the form factor. I feel like the Xbox controller always fits my hands better. And I know that the PS5 is a little bit different, so I wanted to ask. I gotta check out Elysium. I gotta see it at the very least. I'm sure that they have just a million different mods and things going on that I've never even heard of or considered. Yeah, I mean, that's how it would be for me too. Oh my. Whoa. Yo, Anonymous, thank you for the $10 tip. My gosh, thank you. I don't know if that was supposed to be anonymous. I find sometimes that people accidentally do that with the setup that I have right now. I hope it was supposed to be anonymous. Otherwise, I'm sorry. If it wasn't, feel free to say who it was. I've heard that the PS5 controller has like different... I mean, if you look at it, like the ergonomics are pretty different, right? So I really like wandering around this area to test my like low light. I just think it's one of the prettiest areas, right? And it's just a really good example of how... I mean, man, if I turn off the E&B, probably... Let's see. Oops. There's the crafting menu, or the cooking menu. There we go. Get out of there. Yep, I mean, I believe it. Hey, leave my pen alone. Thank you very much. There's a goat. That's not for you. I've got a cat sitting behind. Look at this. You guys see this? Bud, what are you doing? What are you doing back there? Please don't bite my cables. He actually doesn't do that. This cat, I swear to God. So this cat behind me over here, she's sitting on the Game Boy blanket. She's older. She's my baby. He's younger. He was like a newer addition. We got him when she was like, I don't know, 7. And she's always been moody and, you know, she's a sweetheart. but she's also petty and a wuss. Whereas this cat behind the monitors is just like so. He's the sweetest cat. He does not have a mean bone in his body, and it's just frankly ridiculous, right? So yeah, this is like, so if you look at this, about what 60 FPS, pretty far foliage distance, and pretty much maxed out in EMB effects, 1440p while I'm streaming. I think it looks pretty nice. But there's one of the things I really like about Skyrim is that there is a lot of variety in terms of environments, right? Especially for such a small game world. So I don't know. I think this is probably one of the better looking areas. I think there's other areas that we could always improve with. And just with the parallax alone, it's like a whole new world, right? Like a lot of this stuff looks really good, I think, as a vibe. Some of it, I think if you go up close, it's just not going to look quite as good. Ooh, mama. Those fucking the addition of 3D LODs is just like the gnarliest thing in the world, right? Yeah, people forget this. Base Skyrim has an extremely solid visual design. Obviously, if you get up close to anything, it's gonna look like butt. But like, I don't know. Sometimes, like just today, when I was testing wounds, I was on a vanilla profile, and every time I get the opportunity to do that, I'm always looking around, being like, dang. It does look good, like it really does. My hardware, I have a beefy computer. I have a 3080. It's a stock 3080, and then my processor is a 5900X. Windmill House mod. Iron Dust. Do you happen to know? Oh, is this the one? Forgotten Windmill. This is really cool. Oh, here, for anyone who wants to see it. I can add this to our Trello board, too. These are my favorite type of housing mods, the ones that are just, like, nice and believable and what's the word? Seamless. Yeah, sure, I'll go there, Rex. The glacier areas are hard to do graphically. Masculine Khajiit textures in there, not the equivalent of feminine. That might be on purpose. Why do they have this? I can't read your name, I'm sorry, because this is what it looks like on my screen. I always complain about this every time. Where'd it go? Where's my snip and sketch? Oh, wow, I just crashed the thing. Maybe because I'm recording or something right now? No, there it is. It's like, thanks for the contrast. Guys, we have, this is petty of me. But I use this, this is a really nice tool, by the way. Ah, it's bright. For anybody who does any sort of visual design or website design or anything like that, this is a really great website. I use this a lot for various things. Just allow me to do this. Also, while I'm waiting for Photoshop to start up, I will add this to the... I can see it. There we go on Twitch. That I can see. What program did I use to have Twitch messages pop up in the corner like that? On the overlay? That is... Well, so the chat app that I'm using is through Restream, since I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. But it's just set up in OBS. Let me add this. No, I don't think anyone's added this. I don't recognize it. Let me just double check. Say... Assessment suggestions. It's called no. Say save. There we go. Player home. Label in there. Boom, baby. It's a thing. It's all art team, excited to see what Elder Scrolls 6 looks like. Yeah, I mean, me too. I think that Fallout 4 was such a crazy graphical upgrade in ways that are pretty... I mean, I do think people saw it and were like, okay, this looks really good. Like, the lighting especially is really good. Whatever, I won't make you guys watch me. No, you know what? I will, because this is cool. This is really fun. To me. Hey, Cat, please stop trying to climb all over my stuff. This is a really cool tool, and it's for accessibility, so I really would like to signal boost this a little bit. This tool is really tight because it will evaluate. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to paste. What did I do with... Oh, no. Did I delete it? Alright, well, never mind then. No, I can still do it. I'll just do it again. There we go. Go Photoshop. Paste this here. Grab the color. I can see what your name is. Is this awkward that we're focusing so intensely on you, Iranican? I hope not. Oh, I have so many windows open. There we go. So you take this text color, right? That there. And then the background color is what? Where did it go? This. Have you. That's about as horrible a contrast rating as you can get, right? It's nuts. Sucks. Guys, why would you ever allow this to happen in Restream? Restream is a strange brand. There's some it's cool. There's some wonkiness for sure. Okay. Cancel. After what time is it? 3:41. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I actually have to go at 4. So, what do we do for 20 minutes? We got through, we showcased wounds. Again, Iron Dusk, if you're still here, is there anything else that we didn't show off? I know I've asked that like 4 times, but I keep getting distracted by the time the answer comes in. So some suggestions that we could do. The NPC integration. That's right. Followers. Let me, oh yeah. Let me see. Someone asked about textures. Wounds for 1.2? I don't think so, unfortunately, Liam. Bud, knock it off. What are you doing? Oh, boy. Also, this cat is so soft. He is the softest cat that there ever was. Go on, buddy. Go on. Okay. What? Oh my gosh. Wait, alright, I'm sorry. You gotta look at this. But he just like curls up into a ball. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's so cute. Like, how are you supposed to say no to this? You know what I mean? Yes, I see you. I see you. Such a good boy. Alright, doofus, I gotta work. Work. Come on. Come on. Oh. Go on. Oops. We need feet cam and cat cam. Oh yeah, you should search for pets. We have a whole label dedicated to it on the Trello board. Okay, back we go. NPC integration, let's do it. So we go to the menu, go down to wounds, excuse me, track selected NPC. So this is like automatic ally tracking. We turn that on. Track selected NPC is going to make it so that, okay, MC with automatic tracking, NPC's tag its player teammates are automatically brought on track. Manual tracking, you can select any NPC and track them with the mod. Underwater grass. I do have some stuff for that. I would be curious to check that out. We also, you should search cat on the Trello board. Okay, so I go NPC. Oy. There we go. Who's a good NPC? Let's go hire Mercurio. Manual tracking is based off your crosshair reference. Got it. Let me get... Go to Riften, Being Bard. I still have the wonky follower mechanics in here, so please ignore that.
People of Riften, heed my word.
You're probably going to get more dogs, too.
Return of the dragons is not mere coincidence.
What's up, bud?
My skill in battle is unmatched.
Yeah.
With the master of magic at your side, you'll have nothing to fear. Put down your flagons.
Chill.
With your vile
get going, then.
liquids, and embrace the teachings of the
A little
handmaiden
coin
of
always greases
kind.
the wheel.
Yeah. Take my money.
No, Maramo.
Okay.
Talon,
Kira.
Now I'll do
Come to
just
some
one of
sort
these
of an
random people,
understanding?
right?
These people
What's
must
up,
be
dude? Track selected NPC. Lock this NPC as game track, and they are currently following you. Nice. So he's tracked now. Try to activate them again after recruiting them.
Aware of the chaos
Oh.
they've sown.
What can I do for you, friend?
Enough, Maramo. We've all heard of the dragons and their return. There's
You
no
lead,
need to
I'll
use
follow.
them as an excuse to harass our
Activate them again
customers.
after recruiting
Very
them.
well, Talon.
Do I do that in this menu? Should be listed in the MCM. It could be, to be fair, here we have a really bespoke kind of random implementation of follower stuff. It should be using like the vanilla. Do they have to be in the teammate faction? I believe he is. Player teammate, player follower faction, rank 0. Oh.
Self.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there you go. Ally locked. There you go. Clear out body part. This is fucking wild, dude. Oh, man. And you said, is there a way that if they're injured, you can ask them about it too?
Just keep the sermons at the temple and let
Oh,
people sing.
I have Depths of Skyrim in here.
got the coin, you've come
Lead
to the
on.
right place. Pull up a seat.
What's that other mod? Yeah, hunting should be. It's funny you mentioned that, Iranican, because one of Lizzie's missives expansions too, she's added quests for hunting as well. Well, it shows up there injured. That makes perfect sense to me. Let's get Mercurio injured, shall we? Aquatic jungle. That I've never heard of. Can you do me a huge favor and add... Actually, you know what? Here, I'll just do it. Because I have it right here. By Photoshop. No, I don't want to change. No. Suggested mods. I'll add it. So set it right here. Carrier carcasses is rad. That one's on the Trello board, I believe. Ooh, wow, that does look really nice. Chill. Okay, adding. Say, quantity. Roll. There you go. Let's, Mercurio. I'm gonna go on God mode so that I don't die. Oh, I was on God mode. That's right. A, 2-3A, 8B. 2 bears. Bear. Get him. Get him. No, not me. Him. So why are you targeting me? Yeah, there we go. Now he's going after the other bear. Okay. No, he's running away. Leave me alone. Kill Mercurio. Bro, are you kidding me? Ow. This big fluffy bear. Come on, dude. What, does he just have like a no aggro AI? Yeah, their eyes are a little weird. Yeah, maybe. I mean, the AI should be fine. Yeah, like I haven't adjusted, I don't believe. Their eyes are like, I don't know, the eyes in this model are kind of strange. I think that they have too much white behind their eyes. T detect. Yeah, detection is on. No, they just hate me. It could honestly be, oh, there he goes. Oh, sort of. It could be related to the follower AI? I'm not super sure. Come on. Get him. Well, either way, Mercurio took a hit. How about this? We'll just spawn a bunch of bandits. If that bear, for whatever reason, bandit...
Someone there.
Get him. I think that guy shot at Fukurio. Oh, this is just randomly a wolf. I'm gonna have to slice this man myself. They're running. Mercurio, you're too effective. Have more. The ones that I spawn are running? See ya. Get him! More. Okay, now the ones that I'm spawning are just running away. It's like because they're the same NPC, maybe. Whoa, that bear is scary. We're gonna go. Fine, then. How about this?
What was that?
No, don't shoot at me. Shoot at him! Oh my god. He's too effective. They're all aiming at me and not him. Something... Oh no, they hit him. That's why. Alright, cool. Now I'm gonna kill you guys. Oh, okay. He's back up. What a legend. No, come back. The Requiem flea is a bit... what's it called? Too intense. Who are you looking for? Someone still here? You still in combat? What is it, brother? Oh, wow, jeez. Finish it. Get him, Mercurio. Again. Nice, wow. Okay, lightning is not fair in Skyrim. It's hit scan. Good shot.
What was that?
What was it? I don't know. Is it the bear that we didn't kill? Jeez, dude. If I hit kill all, it's gonna affect him too. Excuse me.
I know I heard something.
What'd you hear? What was it? I actually don't know what it was. Yeah, I did not see that bandit at all. Yeah, I should grab Janassa. At the very least, Janassa isn't, like, a spellcaster. You good? You done? Nope. Well, fine. Let's just do this then. What is it, boy? What is it, boy? Did the bandit not bleed out yet? Nah. I'm gonna go to Whiterun, Temple of Kinrith. Sometimes they go along with me when I COC, other times they don't. Either way, I can just... Ah. What's up, dude? So now he might be... I also might have broken it. I can check real fast here too. Wounds faction. Yeah, so he has a left leg cut. Teleports behind you. Wounds. Mercurio. Left leg. He's got a laceration. Let's see. Let me, here.
Can I help you?
Are you injured? Let me look at your wounds. Let me see how your wounds have been treated. So cool, dude. Breakages, contusions, burns. Oh, man. Contusions. Let's go lacerations. Infection, shot, punctures. Bandages. I'm gonna get you, bro. I got you. Bandage. No, whoops. I got you, bro. Don't worry. I'm gonna. Oops, not 2-2. 8-8. Select it. Oh wow, that's rad. Can you also do it from the dialogue menu by chance, or was I just completely? Yes, I would like to apply the bandage. I see what you mean now about the, like if that's how the message box functions, that those conditions would not work out of the box that way. Was that the right arm? The correct arm, not the right arm? He said, no, it was his left leg. Oops. That's bandaged left leg. Now,
I've got your
let
back.
me... I'm gonna take your stuff.
Certainly.
I can't. Okay, I can do this, though. Equipment. What's the easy command? Show inventory? That works, but what's the one that opens it? Open NPC inventory? No, I'm not trying to, I'm trying to remove his robe so that we can see it. What is that, that opens the interface that's basically like trading? Yeah, remove all items for sure. I always forget that one. I can never remember. It's like show inventory, or there's another one.
You just say the word.
That's fucking wild. Whew.
Don't even think about it.
No, you. The modesty one. Wait, let me turn that off. EBG conditional idols. This is Rhea Everglade. Y'all know Rhea? Her videos are amazing. Well, her work is amazing, but also her videos are amazing. Great editing. Come on. Stop. Stop. Stop doing that. Stop.
Still here. I'll be sure to put it to good use.
I did it for player. I thought I did. Oh, you're right. Sorry. EVG conditional idols. Player and NPC. There you go. My bad. I didn't realize that it differentiated. Okay, now I'm going to do this. Check this out. I want more.
I'm right behind you.
No, whoops. Sorry. I'm going to put a bandage on
Need anything?
every possible option. Right leg. Joshua Graham. We got his left arm, right arm. More bandages. Head, right leg, torso. Look at him. What a legend. Was that all of them? I think that's everything, right? Got torso, right leg, left leg, head. Can I do more? No. That makes sense. Yeah, I survived because the fire within me burned brighter than the fire around me. Did you guys know, probably you do, but did you know that the voice actor for Joshua Graham is the same voice actor as many of the Dark Elves in Skyrim? What a legend. That is so cool, dude. I love the idea of having these injuries just get represented this way. You know what I mean? It's just such a cool... And even just, like, separate from the bandages and stuff of that sort, just, like, the way that the injuries look, like, that's so sick. These are puncture wounds and what looks like a bruise, and then also my eyebrow's been slashed. Even bandages, you can treat me as well. That's really fucking cool. Super, super rad. This looks like a really good parallax texture. This has got to be one that's like got parallax enabled, right? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just a good looking texture. But I like it. Okay. Does that now... Did we... Oh yeah, here. Let me go... If anyone's never heard it before, go, Yo, what is up, Dave? I'm really sorry to say this, though. I'm about to be signing off pretty much immediately. Fanciest tiles in all of Tamriel. Look at this man.
You look a bit.
No, he doesn't even have the voice. That was like the first Dark Elf that I thought of. About the corner club. Let's go down the street. But it's really cool to see you. And yeah, I don't know. Like, have we covered everything? What would you say? Iron Dusk.
War hero, Brunwolf. Ulfric will listen.
Not him either.
It's not that simple.
Also, my god.
Ulfric wants Skyrim for the Nords.
Look at this.
Doesn't trust.
How is this? There's got to be no occlusion planes here. Otherwise, how could we be getting this many
Cramped alleys,
calls?
rundown buildings, few.
I do want to show off the Burns injuries.
Even the name Grey.
Can I just burn him? Can I just burn everybody else? Can I just get burned? Oh, I have a question for you. Will... Oh, yeah, the glaciers. Sure. Let's go to... Okay, glaciers first, because I promised we would do that. What are you thinking, like, near Azura? Or let's do, Here, let's go to Winterhold. Syria 01. What's a good way for me to get my... Oh, I could just go into, like, one of the dungeons that has the fire traps and just let myself get burned that way. I was going to ask, will I still get injured if I'm in God mode? Because that would be really convenient. Okay. What's up, Mercurio? Up we go. I had a feeling not. I was assuming if it's, like, calculated based on, like, losing health or something like that. That's what I was doing, was just modifying my health. Actually, to exactly 1,000. This is what the glaciers look like, currently. Good old Azura. There. Oh. Whoa. That dog just killed some skeevers. Goats. What else we got? Go down in there. Looks a little bit bright. Yeah, that one too. Looks like those LODs are being a little bit weird. What is going on with those models? Whoa! What? Sorry, oh. What? Damn it. Guess I'm not going up there. Whoa! Is that because of better jumping? What is up with these? Oh, it's like an ice decal or something. Weird. This is what glaciers... I mean, this is pretty gray weather, but this is what they look like currently. And... Alright, does anyone know of, off the top of your head, a dungeon that has the fire traps that I can just stand in? That would burn me, right? Iron Dusk? Yeah, what the fuck is this? It's like a misapplied, like, normal map or something? Hello. Stop. Oostingrov has fire plates. Yeah, if I didn't make Mercurio angry at me, that seems to do it. Well, I don't... We gotta sort out whatever the fuck's going on there, but otherwise, it's decent. Alright. Oostingrov. 01? Yep. Well, there's fire. Brother, I'm gonna need you to not kill the things that are trying to kill me. Hey. Hello. Ow! Oh no, I have God mode. Okay, actually, I may need to give myself Rowley. Okay, player dot force ab health. I'm gonna go 3,000 actually, because otherwise I'm gonna die. Ow. 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 Wow, I really need to make these fire effects a bit less intense. Ow. Am I burned now? I'm gonna kill... Oh, did you run out of charges? Okay. Pick it up. I'm gonna get you. Ugh. I got you. Okay, combat's over, right? Now I need like a torch. I have a torch? I do. Oh man. I need a... Here, let's go stand by this. Oh my god. That's so sick. Wow, it's even like normal mapped. Bro. That's only mild burns? My gosh. Yeah, I mean, I saw the textures for the more intense burns too. Maybe, let's see if she's wearing, she get burned anywhere. No, I got lucky. Just a casual burn to my face. What is this, Conan the Barbarian? Is that no? There's your thumbnail, right? I'm gonna get demonetized. Okay, well, let me see if anyone else will try and burn me. Burn more. Hey, you. Actually, he didn't have... Oh, burn plates. That's what we were gonna do. Keep running. Where's the bench? Exit. I don't remember. Don't you go this way? Or is it covered up until we do the... Until I'm on the quest? Oh, yeah, duh. Fire Atronachs. Fire Atronach. Or NPC. I forgot they exist. Flame Atronach. There we go. Not add item. Place it me. That's not a flame atronach. Okay. That's why I don't like using the random ones. So that's an ice frost atronach. How about this? One more time. Think fire? No, flame. What is the race for flame atronach? Whatever. I'll just find it up there. I'll stop it. Atronach Flame, that's what it would have been. That's good to know. 6 is a bit much, but why not? We'll get really burned. Do it. Do your worst. Turn this off. Do it! No, stop. There. Shoot fire at me. Why are you guys not shooting fire at me? Do you not have the spell? Because this is like the base. What the hell? Do it! Well, I'm still getting burned. That ought to do it, right? The explosion will do it. Uh-oh. Oh, they didn't explode. Weird. Okay. Oof. Ouch. I wonder if any of my other body parts... I'm lacerated. Honestly, I'll take the laceration. Ow. That's not... That's looking pretty painful. I like that they also do lacerations, too. That's super rad. Well, that's an injured person. Might not be enabled because of the slots. Ah. Yeah, let's see. Let's see doubly. Let's just verify that I'm burned here. Track me. Lacerations, burns. Oh, it says I'm, at least for my left leg, I'm only at 9. Head, I'm at 29. Left arm, I'm at 19. So maybe I have a burn somewhere. Or does it need to be over 19? Can't tell. Let's see, wounds. What about my, did I do right arm already? 0. Left leg. Right leg. Oh yeah, I should have one on my right leg, so it might be slots related. So I put this down to 0 and I put this to 10 to try and... Ah, gotcha. Oh shit, you're right. Thank you for the heads up, Liam. Well, either way, I mean, I feel like this does a pretty good job of demonstrating the various features. I do have to figure out how to, like, ensure that there's enough slots for them using, I guess, like, the override. But I'll figure that out on my own time. Anyway, thank you guys very much for joining me. Thank you, Iron Dusk, also for the early build. I do gotta run at this moment. I will be... Alright, I will do that. I will be streaming... I should be streaming again this Friday. I might actually be doing it at the same time that I did today. No problem. I definitely wanted to show that stuff off. If you realize, I'm very easily distracted. That's why these streams are really more about me like chatting with everyone versus trying to do any sort of meaningful testing or meaningful work. How many times did I go to showcase the NPC stuff? Anyway, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for watching. You know where to find us. We're going to be posting a bunch of new stuff about... I mean, I'm working on the roadmap and everything, as I said in the beginning of the stream. So as we have more features related to that and when we're ready to show off the wiki, we'll be doing that. the release date is basically going to be the very end of the month, right? So probably straight up the 31st, I believe. January has it. Yeah. So probably the 31st. I'll see you again between then and now, of course. So we can go over more stuff there. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Something I said I was going to mention or talk about? I got to run anyway, so I guess I can't do it. But if I did, and you're still curious and I forgot something, because I usually do, feel free to message me, hit me up on WhatsApp, MySpace, the casual spots. Yeah, I will be petting my cats. They're such assholes, I swear. And yeah, I really appreciate it. So take care of yourselves. I will talk to you again. It should be on Friday. I'll post the times beforehand just to kind of clarify. But plan for a normal Friday stream. All right, y'all. Did I say have a nice weekend? I'm already used to saying that because I usually stream on Friday. It's weird. Anyway, have a great week. I hope that, work's not too shitty, and I hope that it goes fast. And then it'll be the weekend before you know it. All right, y'all. Oh, who can I raid? Who's raiding or streaming on Monday? That's not normally. Let's see here. Show more. Wow, a lot of people. Yo, Balian's streaming. You guys want to go hang out with Balian? He's one of the original fucking, what's it called? Ultimate Skyrim streamers. Yeah, sure. Feel free to, Iron Desk. We love it. Go raid Balian. Boom, baby. Also, these are good streamers. I should watch them too. Oh, GDQ's happening right now. Fuck. That's right. I forgot. I wonder how many runs I've missed. Whatever. Either way, I'll catch up with the VODs, as one does. All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Stay in touch. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Recipient,